Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Friday, July 17th. The state-owned transport board has suspended its financial controller Felicia Sue, who 4 days ago appeared before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament and once again testified of several financial irregularities at the bus company, was suspended prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. Chief Executive Officer of the Transport Board, Fabian Wharton, confirmed that Sue has been suspended, but he declined to give further details. In other news this Friday, flights from U.S. carriers into Barbados have been further delayed. The news came today at the height of complaints from Barbadians in the U.S. who have booked flights to come home. Head of Global Markets at the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Petra Roach, revealed on radio today that government was forced to ask JetBlue and American Airlines to delay the resumption of their services given spiraling COVID-19 infections across several U.S. states. She said the decision was taken on Monday after much discussion.
JetBlue had pushed back their service. They were going to come back in with a 4 times weekly service on July the 25th. And we actually, because of the protocols which were changed, which included not only the protocols actually, but because of the fact that the virus continues to be quite virulent in the USA, we then said, let us mitigate the risk. Let us look at what capacity we can handle. And we focus on bringing back visitation from medium-risk countries like Canada and the UK, where the virus is trending downwards. So JetBlue follows the protocols that are established by the countries. They actually, in spite of the fact that we told them and we have changed because of the fluidity of the situation, we continue to change the date of entry, they continue to work with us. So we have now, in order to mitigate the risk, ask them to just fly once a week until we see that there is a change in the fate of the virus in the USA, and we know that we can handle the number of intakes that we have from the USA market.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic today signaled that no diplomat entering Barbados will be immune to presenting a valid PCR test or undergoing a test once they reach Bridgetown. He spoke to the matter today while addressing a Pan-American Health Organization online seminar held under the theme COVID-19, Resuming International Travel in the Caribbean. According to Bostic, since the island resumed commercial flights at the start of the week, 1 diplomat seeking to enter the island refused to be tested. The health minister opted not to say who the diplomat was or where the flight originated, but issued a word of caution to other Caribbean community states to be on the lookout for similar occurrences. He maintained that Barbados held its ground on the basis that COVID-19 is a national situation and that trumps anything else. The diplomat eventually took the test. President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, Justice Adrian Saunders, has called for the promotion of Caribbean jurisprudence in the region. Speaking this morning during the United Nations Development Programme's launch of its Regional Needs Assessment Report on the administration of justice in 9 Caribbean countries, Justice Saunders also reiterated the need for more countries in the region to embrace the CCJ as its highest court of appeal.
Of course, it goes without saying that a momentous forward step in promoting Caribbean jurisprudence would be taken if all the states in the region followed the lead of Barbados, Guyana, Belize, and Dominica in embracing the CCJ as their final court of appeal. This is not the occasion for me to flog that horse, but events occurring over the last 2.5 months have brought into sharper relief the incongruity of most of the region's final appeals being heard in London by their lordships of Her Majesty's Privy Council.
Justice Saunders also made a strong case for Caribbean law students to be exposed to more Caribbean law. He says he has already proposed a joint initiative between the UWI and the CCJ that would analyze course materials and worksheets used in certain core subjects of the curriculum in the Faculty of Law.
The goal would be to discover the extent to which we have transitioned from teaching English law to imbuing our law students with a more Caribbean-centric jurisprudence. The idea was to identify a group of core courses, have a researcher or a team of researchers examine the course materials, the worksheets, examination questions for each of these courses in order to discover the extent to which law students are being imbued with Caribbean legal thought. In other words, to make sure that we are in fact advancing the teaching of Caribbean jurisprudence. So Hillary is as enthused as I am about this project. And then before we could flesh out and consider funding sources, the pandemic set in and set us back. But this is the kind of project I would love to see UNDP assist us with. Developing our Caribbean jurisprudence must entail a stern examination of our law.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley today declared he's a proud black man. He made the comments in response to reports that opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar allegedly referenced the Prime Minister by using the word black. More in this report from Crystal Wilson of TTT News.
I said blank, I said blanking, I said on the 10th of August, blank him out.
UNC leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar says she never referred to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley as a black man. But Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is not buying it. He says this is just another time the UNC leader has shown her true self. Addressing the issue after filing nomination papers on Friday, he told reporters Mrs. Persad-Bissessar's statement doesn't surprise him.
Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has been leading a quiet racial campaign for a very long time. And then she came out openly. There are very many occasions when you in the media would have seen her accusing me of being in the pockets of the 1%. That was an attack on the Syrian community, and then trying to divide us along racial and ethnic lines. And then you would have seen her when that didn't work, she went one step further. She called me an Oreo.
As a matter of fact, Dr. Rowley says he's proud of who he is.
I've always maintained that I'm a proud black man. I mean, I carry myself in a way that black boys and black girls can be proud of what I am and what I represent. My children are proud of me. I'm proud of the life I've led. I have never run away from the color of my skin.
When asked whether the word used by the UNC political leader might have been misunderstood during her Thursday night speech, the Prime Minister said it was interesting that she resorted to those remarks, especially during this particular time.
In the age of what is happening in North America today, in the age of Black Lives Matter, when the world is changing on this issue, it is really instructive that a person of East Indian descent who is black like me would use the term black to disparage me.
On the international scene, Captain Sir Tom Moore has been knighted in the Queen's first official engagement in person since lockdown. The investiture to honour the 100-year-old, who raised more than £32 million for NHS charities, was staged in a unique ceremony at Windsor Castle. We get the details in this News 5 report.
This was the moment Captain Sir Tom never imagined happening, receiving one of the country's highest honours from the Queen in recognition of his heroic fundraising work that's seen him raise more than £32 million for NHS charities at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is such a high award that I should get, and from Her Majesty as well. What more can anyone wish for than that? That has been an absolutely magnificent day for me. Thank you very much.
His daughter, who was among family members in attendance at the ceremony, described it as the icing on the cake for her father's amazing year.
We've been so delighted. We've never wanted the limelight. It's him. He's the beacon of hope. But to have this, nothing can compare.
And it all started here, with Sir Tom embarking on a goal to walk 100 lengths of his garden and raise £1,000 before his 100th birthday. In doing so, he gained fans around the world and donations poured in.
Captain Tom Moore has raised over £3 million sterling.
6 million. It's incredible. I mean, $40 million. That's incredible.
57 million Australian dollars for the National Health Service over there. Good on you, Tom. Sir Tom, I should say.
To mark his milestone birthday, he was made an honorary colonel and received more than 100,000 birthday cards from well-wishers. It was also celebrated with 2 special flypasts. But today will no doubt be one of Sir Tom's most memorable, alongside the Queen, both credited with providing a much-needed boost to morale during the lockdown, offering reassurance and inspiration.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.